All right, so you ended up moving to the Triangle and attending NC State.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so well then let's get into meeting Ninth Wonder and forming Justus League. Like, how did that collective come together? Was it more of an organic formation, or like you all hanging out at the same hip hop spot, you all getting on the mic and then being like, hey, let's join forces? How did that come together?
Okay, so Ninth, I believe, started at North Carolina Central in 1993, fall of 93. I started at NC State, fall of 95.
Mhm.
And so he transferred to NC State in the fall of 95. And that's when we met in 96 in summer school. And like that summer, I remember it was written, Stakes is High. And later on, AT, it wasn't the summer, but it was like later on, AT Aliens came out. But I remember how people were all on Nas' second album and talking about that. But for some reason, not that we disliked the second album, but me and Ninth gravitated to De La Soul Stakes is High.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, it was just we started bonding on that. We were just like, like I recognize you somehow. You know what I'm saying? So back in 96, we just started bonding. And not until 1999 did we form a crew. Like 98 is when we started like doing some songs, because I didn't even know he made beats. He didn't even know that I was interested in MCing and stuff, because I had made songs with some other cats that didn't go to NC State. They just lived in Raleigh. We just never talked about it for some reason. And this other cat named DJ MC was the person who said, like, told me, like, why don't you ever talk to Ninth? You know, and do beats. I was like, he does beats? I didn't know that. So we started chilling then on that level. And then I met Urel and Eccentric. And it was at this time, at the end of the 90s, like 98, 99, boom bap was not in fashion at this time. And especially not in the Southeast United States, it wasn't in fashion. So that was another thing that brought all of us closer together, is because we were these cats making this form of rap music that people kind of had thrown away and were like, that's the past, nobody. And that's pretty much was people's consensus, but it was what we liked. So that's what we made. And so really what happened is this dorm room, 308 Studios in North Hall, 308 in North Hall. We called it 308 Studios. It was a dorm room. And we recorded there. We would ask people to just listen to the songs. We didn't have nothing to sell. We weren't there yet. People wouldn't listen. So we were just recording songs here and there. And really, everybody who had recorded at 308 dorm room were people who ended up being in the Justus League. It was like kind of our crew formed because we were kind of outcasts at that time. And we were the only ones who understood, not everybody, it was some other people like Boom Bap too, but the consistency was like, you know, you need like a Swizz Beatz sounding beat at the time. Rough Riders was big at that time. That's the direction cats were going. And that just wasn't our thing. So it was a kind of all of us being the Island of Misfit Toys came together because we had nothing else better to do at the time. And cats just went with it. And Knife came up with the idea to call it Justus League. And we spelled it correctly at the very beginning. Then we changed it to JUSTUS because we didn't want it to be conflicting with DC Comics and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
but yeah, it really was a void, especially in the Southeast, of boom bap. And we were a bunch of boom bap soul lovers that happenstance found each other in college. None of us grew up together. It was just random like that.